So you've had a practice run with your slides in Turning Point, and what has actually come up is the bars, the values to say that you've actually been through that. If you go and use that straight in with the kids, it's not going to work. And so here's something that you need to do. You need to reset your slides. So up in the Turning Point tab, you'll find the button that is Reset, which is right next to Information. If you click on that, your options will come up for the session, for the current slide, for all slides. I just say reset all slides. It's just nice and easy, and that way you definitely know that you're right for it. You should notice straight away that these options have come up now. So rather than the bars that should have been straight up if we actually had this plugged in for this particular one, these options will come up now. So this is super important. So now if you click on this start one, and you press your magic button down the bottom here to start your presentation. All you have to do is click through, just left click, and it moves to the next slide. So here is a slide, and if people are putting in their answers, let me show you a little trick. Up on the top in this taskbar, here's a few things. If you are not using, if you haven't already put in your participants, on this left hand F7 shows you your response grid. So this shows you that these keypads have actually pressed the button to register their answers, which is funny because I really only pressed one button, but that's okay. So here's another couple of answers that have come in, and as I press the buttons, the device numbers show up to say that these devices have answered. You'll also notice that the devices change color, like this, if I select a different answer than the one previously selected. Now, this can be quite distracting for the kids because they like to go, oh, look at the pretty colors that my keypad is changing to. Look at my number, I'm so special. So rather than focusing on getting the question right, they're focusing on getting the question a different color, which will definitely affect their results, especially if they're not pressing the correct answer and showing you what they know. So on the first question, I like to have it up so it shows who has answered. So it shows their keypads, especially if you're doing this anonymously. And then up on the top, right next to that one, so F8, it shows the non-response. So it shows of these keypads that have been registered, the ones that have already answered disappear, and the ones that haven't answered yet are still on the screen. So if we find number 27 and we press our answer, it disappears, and so on and so forth. So if I found each of these keypads, which I'm sure are around somewhere, and then put the answer in, that disappears. And so this takes away the focus of the kids changing for the color, and as soon as they have their answer in, they can take it away. If they wanted to double check if they have changed their answer, you could go back to that first one. So it's next to this globe, it's this one here, and they can see who has changed their answer.